Okay everybody, welcome to Matrix video number 13. This one is on solving systems of equations with matrices. This might make you a little bit ticked off when you see this because you're going to realize that in chapter 3 you were solving systems by hand and you could have done it a faster way the whole entire time. So anyways, let's begin. Here's my first system, the x plus 3y equals 5 and x plus 4y equals 6. I could do elimination, right, and multiply this equation by -1 and then add things together, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to make what is called an augmented matrix that looks like this: 1, 3, 5, 1, 4, 6. Can you see where that came from? 1x plus 3y equals 5, 1x plus 4y equals 6. And so therefore, I'm going to put a little line here to separate the sides. Here is my matrix. Again, this is called an augmented matrix. Basically what I do is I have the x's, the y's, and then your constant numbers on the other side written in order. And I can use this matrix to solve the system faster than usual and with your calculator, believe it or not. So here's what I'm going to do by hand. You're not going to do it by hand in this class, but I'm going to show you how I would do it. I'm going to take this second row, I'm going to multiply it by -1, so my new matrix looks like this. So now I am here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add row 1 to row 2. So what that will do, 1 plus -1 is 0, 3 plus -4 is -1, and then 5 plus -6 is -1. So then what I'm going to do now is multiply row 2 by -1. Forgot the little line here, separate both sides. So then instead of having -1, I have 1. Instead of having -1, I have 1. So now this second row of the matrix is 1 and 1. What this means is y equals 1, right? Because x is here and y is this middle column. So y equals 1. Okay, now I'm going to do this. I'm going to multiply row 2 by -3. So I have -3 here. I have -3 here. And lastly, I will add row 2 back to row 1. So I'm going to add this bottom row to this row up here. So instead of having 3 plus -3 is 0. And instead of having 5 plus -3 is 2. And let's keep that consistent, keep that in orange. Okay, so what this row means, there's my x spot, the number spot, that x equals 2. So my answer is 2, 1. If you didn't follow that, basically I'm just using a matrix to do elimination. But if you don't like it, don't worry about it, because you're going to do it always with your calculator. So rejoice in that. So how do you do that? Well, I'll show you. So here is my next system. This one, as you see, is a lovely 3x3, 3 equations and 3 variables. Even have some decimals. How about that? This is something that I think nobody wants to do by hand. So we're not going to do it by hand. We're going to instead make an augmented matrix and then use our calculator to solve it for us. So I'm going to take this and make it a matrix. So that first row, I'm just going to show it as it is. So it's going to be 5, -4, 3, -30. Leave a little space between each side of the equation. And then row 2, 18, -2, -19, and 103. And then row 3, 2.9, 0.06, 17, and -81.8. So all I did here when I made this matrix was just sort it out by x's, by y's, by z's, and then your constant numbers on the other side of the equation. So that's what you've got to do. You change the system into a matrix that looks like this. So here, there's three equations, so I have a 3 by 4 augmented matrix. Okay, Mr. Anda, I got this matrix, so what do I do with it? How do we solve the system? Well, here's what we do. On your calculator, hit the matrix button and type this in. So store this, make it matrix A. Go ahead and do that. You guys should know how to do that by now. So under your matrix screen on your calculator, so matrix, hit that button. Then go to the math button. And then scroll down, look for the function that says RREF and then parenthesis. RREF stands for reduced row echelon form. That's a fancy math word for we do the elimination for you, so you don't got to do it yourself. So again, look for matrix and the math option, scroll down, find RREF, press enter when you do that, and then select matrix A. So select matrix A, right, or the one, or wherever you stored it as, right? If you stored this as B, select matrix B, whatever you gotta do. So it should look something like this on your screen. So you see, all I did here was just select REF, matrix A, now hit enter, and you should have this for your screen. So what does that mean? Well, look, here's your matrix. So this is my X column, my Y column, my Z column, and my number column. So I'm going to take that matrix and rewrite it. I'm going to move this picture down here. So the matrix I have is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 5, 0, 0, 1, negative 5. Again, it's the same as before. Your top row, your left column stands for X, next one Y, next one Z, next one your numerical answers. And so what I have then from the top row is X equals 1. The second row, there's 1Y, there's 5. So Y equals 5. And then from my third row, there's 1Z, there's negative 5. So Z equals negative 5. So my solution is 1, 5, negative 5. And that was done for me with this magical operation called RREF. So watch the next video for more examples, and I will see you then.